Right, last video of the night. Sam Burgess obviously came off in the 18-4 defeat to Australia earlier this morning with a knee injury. It looked like he just precautionary. It turns out he's out to at least the semi-finals, if we get that far. He's done a cruciate knee ligament. I don't know if it's anterior the ACL or he's just which cruciate ligament it is, but he's blown his knee out basically. He was lucky he didn't completely do his knee in. Cooper Cronk as well looked like he'd been bashed around a bit as well and finished the game. But Sam Burgess is out till the World Cup semi-finals at least, which is unfortunate. But I noticed without Sam Burgess in the second half we played better. So maybe having slamming Slam in the side is possibly a distraction for the other players. Who knows? But I never like to see players injured. It is unfortunate, but we are lucky the other two group games are a lot easier. Yeah, for we're playing Lebanon next, so we don't have to worry so much about the injury. We can just focus on that game and move forward. But it is unfortunate that a key player is injured, but no, it doesn't overshadow what was a very tight game, and there was a lot of mistakes by both sides and very few penalties, so discipline was good on both sides. The few times the ref blew the whistle for a penalty, I think he got it wrong, but that's just me being a rugby league fan, but they were questionable. But all in all, I wasn't disappointed with England losing or Australia winning really. I think it was closer than the 18-4 scoreline suggested, but at the same time I think that's a practice run for the final. I honestly believe that will be the final, depending on how New Zealand do and Tonga, because they look mean sides, and Samoa look pretty mean as well. So depending on how all the sides, fare and injuries and suspensions and all sorts, and God knows what could happen with all the craziness that's happened so far the last 12 months, but yeah, that's unfortunate. Sam Burgess will miss at least till the semi-finals. Whether he's actually then fit enough to play, this is where I worry about, like, rushing players back. You have a knee injury, that could be done. That could be your career done. He tried to play on. Clearly, he wasn't. They were trying. He wanted to play on, but clearly it just wasn't going to happen. And it's unfortunate, but it wasn't really a great game. But it wasn't a bad game. It was the first game of the tournament. There's going to be mistakes, there's going to be errors, there's going to be stop-start a little bit, and it wasn't that bad. There was just a few handling errors by both sides. Both sides weren't quite on their A game. If both sides were on their A game, it would have been a much higher scoreline. But yeah, Sam Burgess is out till the semi-finals. We'll just have to wait and see how he does recovery-wise, and how they assess it and how they monitor the situation. Because knee injuries can be weird ones that you can start healing up, and then you can just have that little tweak, and it's just you've gone back 4 days, 5 days. Just jar your knee and you've gone back a week. So it's unfortunate he's injured, but there's not a lot we or England could do about it really. But yeah, that's really it really. 18-4. I will complain about the BBC's coverage of the future games. They're not on TV, it's highlights only. It's like, well, we've got all the home nations playing, and you can't be bothered to show Wales or Scotland games live. It's a fucking World Cup. If that was the Rugby Union, ITV got coverage of every single game. So it makes me wonder what the BBC are actually doing with their sports coverage, because we need more free-to-air sport. I've been arguing that, and their coverage just looks piss poor. I know, like, the time difference and the fact that the World Cup started at the end of the half-term holidays. I get that, but that is pretty poor on BBC's part. So that's peeved me off quite a bit. I was expecting, the last World Cup 4 years ago we got more games. The home nation's got a fair viewing. Now we're only getting highlights only. Come on. Joke. Absolute joke. And the fact that they didn't, and the under-17s football as well, they finally showed in the final, but they haven't showed any of the other under-17 games. Come on, they've done brilliantly. Another joke. I think, you want to try and grow sport in this country, why rip us off then? The sport's get enough advertising revenue, free to air. It needs to happen, because otherwise you're going to just price people out of the game. Simple. I'm not paying Sky's prices, they're extortionate, they're a joke. And for that piss poor television coverage that's coming up for the tournament, not great. I want to see Australia, I want to see New Zealand, I want to see the Pacific nations go for it. I'm not waiting a week to watch a game. I've got a whole weekend to watch games in the morning that I want to watch. And I'm not paying for Premier Sports or Sky, or refuse. I'm not paying for it. I'm not paying that extortionate amount of money. On a monthly fee, you can jog right on. That is an extortionate amount of money they ask. And BBC, national broadcaster, can't be bothered to show Scotland's or Wales or Ireland, or because there's some Northern Irish players playing for Ireland, they can't be bothered to show you our home nation's games. Disgrace. Absolute disgrace. But that's just me. It's just me. Sky basically own rugby league in the country by the nuts. Sky pulled the plug, rugby league stuffed. That's how disgraceful it's become. Rupert Murdoch runs the game basically. He pulls the plug on the money. Rugby league is in deep, deep trouble. Premier Sports, their rights they get to it, not enough. Rupert Murdoch he might have saved the sport back in the early 90s, same with the Premier League, but he holds that by the kahunas. His company doesn't like something that like some ruling they make. He can pull the plug on the television rights. And that worries me, and I'm deeply unhappy with that. BBC's coverage is so piss poor this year. It's disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful. They should fight tooth and nail. Because in Australia it's all free to air. It's a disgrace. I hope the BBC are very proud of themselves, because they're paying their executive massive 3-figure salaries. Can't be bothered to show 6 weeks worth of rugby league or 5 weeks, how many weeks it is. ITV can find the money for the Rugby World Cup, Rugby Union. BBC and ITV can share the rights for the football. And rugby league is the third sport in this country. Piss poor. Anyway, thanks for watching. Sorry for running towards the end of the video, but it has irked me a little bit. Because I want to see the Scots do well, I want to see the Welsh do well, I want to see the Irish do well, I want to see all the nations do well. And to basically just not bother showing the games is poor, because a lot of these players are based in the UK, and it'd be nice to see British based players do really well, but BBC clearly would rather pay exorbitant amounts of money to overpaid pen pushers than actually show the games and showcase one of the greatest sports this country's got. Disgrace. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, place comments below, and I'll have another video for tomorrow morning.